Hello guys, this is Zibby coming to you from Deal Max Motors. It's been a while since we had some videos going. It's been very cold outside and you know how I am, I just don't do anything at that point. No, really, I wanted to show you a few things today. A lot of things have changed on our lot. I recently acquired this 05 ML, so it's last year ML, the real ML. We've done some work to it. We've painted the bumper, fender here. I think this whole side was redone by us, and I really like these, so I've been trying to always get a nice first chassis ML, w123. Pretty bulletproof cars made here in Alabama. I've also got here a 93 Mercedes-Benz 400 SEL. It's the long version of the S-Class. This thing came from I forgot where it came from, but it's got 60,000 miles. I think it came from North Carolina, if I remember correctly. 60,000 miles on this thing is pretty much immaculate. It's kind of rare to see one of these with low mileage. Beautiful, beautiful car, no dents, no scratches. Also got here a 93, I believe. 300 CE, came from Georgia, black on black. Beautiful car also. All original OEM, no modifications. I already put Yokohama tires on it, which are brand new. 147,000 miles on it. The thing is very clean. It's actually unlocked. There you go, guys. The wood is a little bit cracked, but the car is super clean underneath, and coming from Georgia where there's no salt, usually the wood gets a little bit more of a sun beating, so it does like to crack, but the seats are very much perfect. They're not hard at all. The leather is not sunburnt. The headrests don't look bad either. They are not sunburnt. So that's that. I do have a E55. It's a 05. So this is a supercharged E55 everybody likes. It's also advertised on my website, dealmaxmotors.com. We redid the front on this, painted the hood and fixed the bumper. Had to weld the lower valance on it. So that's a little fun toy I like to take out once in a while. We have here a diesel ML. These are great engines, so that's why we like these diesels. It's basically a Sprinter engine, a nice SUV that's, I think that's 27 miles per gallon highway. So for a SUV, that's very good. I have a BMW also, a diesel 535D. This thing just came in today. Let me show you the inside. That's my most favorite part about it. Really a nice place to be. All the nice leather stitching, beautiful. So we have been working on our E320 here, w124. These are really starting to appreciate, and we've been restoring this. So the whole car was painted. The whole underneath was already cleaned and sealed with amber. You can see the springs, I think, and everything is super nice here. A lot of work left to do. We have to put new seats in and probably change the top. It's not leaking, but it's not too nice. So 96,000 miles, clean title, restored. This thing came from, I believe, Florida. So the paint, the clear coat was shot. The red cars, the clear coat really falls off quick. I got a 1990 here, 300E. Also came from Georgia. The underneath of this thing is like brand new. With 153,000 miles on it. This thing is actually locked. Beautiful 124. We're going to be advertising this for sale soon. My cat walked all over it, but that happens to every car. It doesn't matter how pristine the vehicle is, the cat does its job. So you guys did see the SLK a while back, the SLK 55. That car is currently under deposit. You guys did see the S63. I've been actually doing some work to it, and probably burnt a fuel tank in this lately. You can see by the brake dust. I've been driving it. Okay, so this is the 84 230E. We've actually been doing a lot of work to this. We've replaced all the shocks, all the brakes, fuel pumps, fuel lines. Fuel tank was replaced second time because the one I purchased was actually leaking. So 2 times we had to redo the fuel tank on this. Now we had a major water leak into the trunk that we had to take care of. It was leaking for a while. We have to take care of the trunk, put it back together, do some painting and some rust removal where we have to cut it out. I actually drive this daily right now. Very good on fuel. 2.3, a light car, very zippy, and mostly original. I think 1 panel on this was ever painted, so we can buff this and make it really shiny once I'm gone through it all mechanically, which I think I'm pretty much there. We also like to do salvage cars here, so we purchased a Subaru. We're going to be restoring. Just hit on the side a bit. You can see how much the frame came out. And actually I got a good deal on it because the engine is no good. The engine took a hit from the frame and it messed up the timing, and basically probably the valves are all bent by now. That's a S55 we recently had. It's here back for some oil change and maintenance. That's our rental E500. And that's a client's C300. The rear subframe rusted out. We had to replace the subframe. I was 2013. I was amazed that it actually rusted out. Recent acquisition is one of these guys. It's a 86 300E. And there's, why am I buying these cars, right? Well, it's a stick shift. Check that out. Ha! You don't see many of those now, do you? Beautiful, beautiful car besides this. So it's a salvage, and we will not be rebuilding this. Most likely this transmission setup will end up in the convertible that you guys saw. So we're going to be building a stick shift convertible. I think that's going to be pretty special. And you know, half of this drivetrain is going to live somewhere else. The rest will be parted, and it's pretty immaculate. Sucks, that's gotta go this way. But you know, I've saved so many of these. I've rebuilt. I mean, it's easy to repair this rear end, but then I get a lot of crap from anybody that wants to buy one. So, you know, after I'm finished with this car with 80,000 miles? 81,000 miles on this thing. And it's a shame. And, you know, a clean title, one of these probably sells for 12, 15, around there, if it's really nice. And you know, if I make this really nice and it's rebuilt, I'll probably get 8 for it. So it's really, maybe I'll be making $2,000-3,000 on it. So I can't go into that. There's just too much work. So I stopped. With the rebuilds, old Mercedes. Here I have a clean title. Also 80,000 mile car that needs an interior. We're going to be probably putting that interior into this thing, and I will end up restoring this. This was originally going to be parted, but now that I have the second stick shift, I will not be parting it out. That's stick shift. So, you know, this thing all done, restored, should be somewhere around between 11 to 15,000, depending on how much work we put into it and how well it comes out. So we're going to be restoring this one instead, because it's got a clean title, no accidents. Beautiful car. And that's my diesel. Yes, I still have it. It's going to be with me for a very long time. My 300 TD. And I think that pretty much covers it at the moment. We moved some cars around, so the KOENIG is here. Well, was KOENIG. That's the car we removed the body kit from, and we are installing the body kit as we speak. So that's one of the main points of the video. Let me take you to our, I think, most expensive build ever, the time hugging car. Let's make our way over there. Sun is out, nobody wants to work inside anymore. Here is our KOENIG. So we have the bumper, wheel well is all set. Side is ready for installation. You can see my notch where the sealer will go. I have to make the notch all the way around so that if it ever decides to crack, it's going to crack in that notch where there will be flexible silicone. Wouldn't call it silicone, it's a seam sealer. There's Mark, our professional body man. He's been doing this for ages. Pretty much the only guy I trust helping me out doing this stuff. You can see how many holes there is. You know, these were so close to the outside shell that those are the spots where we had cracks. And we keep sanding down to some, so we have to grind them out and fill them in. Very painstaking. Each panel takes about a week of work before it's ready to be installed, and then the install is about 2 days per panel, 2-3 days depending on the difficulty. But why do I say it takes a week? We had to match this. So the original panel went on top here, all the way here, and then you had a gap and the door was hitting this, so we had to shrink it. We made a piece of metal underneath here, welded on, and then this is glued to that piece of metal. And then we're gonna have a seam sealer running in this crevice, so if it ever decides to crack, the sealer will not crack. This is the only spot at the end where you can't really do anything. So we're gonna have a sealer running up to here, and then if it decides to crack here, there's really nothing I can do about that. It will have to be touched up once in a while if it does crack. The car will be sitting in a Florida air-conditioned room for God knows how long, so I'm not really worried about it. It's the winter that really messes with these cars, cold weather. Here's the trunk. Let me show you the quality of the job here. Also, we're gonna put the sealer here so we don't have separation in the future. This was one of the main points where the kit actually cracked, and there was many cracks here. Everything had to be fixed before we ended up attaching this. So we're gonna have the seam sealer here so it will not be cracking anymore. The only spots is always the corners, the ends. We're gonna seam seal these, try to do the best we can here. It's all metal. This is where the bumper attaches. All sealed inside and out. And then we're gonna put an undercoat here, something paintable preferably. You can see the way we put on these panels is a lot different than what's been done on my Koenig and most Koenigs, but this is actually seam sealer. It's glued on, so it will not crack off, Ready for paint here. You can see the discrepancy in the kit. On the other car, this was actually cut off because the doors weren't closed. So we had to get it all lined up where we can actually have a nice line. And it all lines, and we did not have to cut the doors. Took over a day to get that line where it needs to be. Same thing with this side. We have all the points where it will be screwed in, and it all lines up perfectly. So you've seen my job. I just wanted to show you how this thing was originally built. I guess baby Benz. Somebody did not want to spend the money to get it installed, the right way. So this is what it was installed like before. You had these. That's terrible. That was the fender liner. You can see what's going on here. Look, they cut the doors here. That's why I said this car needs to be parted out. There's no way I'm gonna be repairing this. So we found a different 190E. So this panel was actually glued into the side skirt. Ours is just going to be screwed in. As you saw from my past videos, ours connects over here, slides into the fender, and then we'll have a few screws, and there'll be no bonding, no cracking, no bando. This whole spoiler just fell off. We got the car here, I pretty much took it off with my fingers. There is no fiberglass here at all. Everything is just cheap bundle. No fiberglass, and that's the door that was cut. So it's crazy. The repair of the body kit alone was probably the most expensive part of it all. So I have to bring this bracket back with me. We're actually going to be using this probably to attach the fender better, the flare. So we made a bracket. Before we removed this kit, actually we started making brackets, and then we removed the kit. So that's the original way somebody did it. I mean, there's just screws and ay. So you guys saw how I did mine, where I cut it and then I just flared it all out, and then you'll see it on the updates where I actually attached those tabs to the inside of the fender. It's going to be very durable and it will never fall apart. Okay guys, well, I think that's a lot of material for one shot. We have a lot more coming. Things change all the time. Thanks for stopping in, and give me some thumbs up. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing, what we're doing here. Thank you very much.